Namaskar. Welcome in my channel, All Views in a One Glance Galaxy World with Sarika Kedar. Today's thought is, live canvas is yours to paint, don't let other hand to the brush. That means you have to color your life with your own opinion and with your regulations. Now, today's subject is the environmental studies and our topic name is the adaptations for survival in plants and subtopic name is now the aquatic plants. In the last lecture, we learned about the terrestrial plants. The plants are divided into the two types, that is the terrestrial plants and another one is the aquatic plants. And now we are today learn about the aquatic plants. Aquatic plants means what? The definition of the aquatic plant is that plants having the small and the big plant grow in the water, that is called as the aquatic plants. And on the basis of that aquatic plants are divided into the three types. First one is the floating plants, second one is the fixed plants, and third one is the underwater plants. What is the meaning of floating plants? In a floating plants, that plant float on the surface of a water. That plants are float on the surface of a water, and that plants are having the small size and light in weight. Because of that, they are floating on the surface of a water. Floating leaves perform the photosynthesis. In that, the floating leaves that are having the green color and they perform the photosynthesis. That means they make their own food with the help of sun rays and the chlorophyll pigments. Now, the examples of the floating plants are water hyacinth, water lettuce and the duckweed. These are the examples of floating plants. Now, second one is the fixed plants. In the fixed plants, fix their roots bottom of the water body like a pond. In the water body, they stick their roots. That is why they are fixed, and that is why it is called as the fixed plants. Broad leaves with a waxy coating. They are having the broad leaves with a waxy coating, and that is why that leaves will be kept dry and nice. That is why it is having the waxy coating. For example, is a lotus and water lily are the examples of fixed plants. Now, third one is called as the underwater plant. Now, we are learn about what is the meaning of underwater plants. In the underwater plants, they are completely submerged in the water. They are completely submerged in the water. That is why it is called as the underwater plants. They have the long narrow leaves with the stomata. They are having the long and narrow leaves with the help of stomata, and because of that they prepare their food. That is how they are prepare their food. They can take in the water. They not get the proper sunlight. That is why what they are doing, they are keep the carbon dioxide from the aquatic animals, and with the help of they making their own food. An example is the example of the underwater plants are the pondweed, hydrilla and tape grass. This is called as the underwater plants. Now I want to give the repetition on that. Today we are going to learn about the aquatic plants. In the aquatic plants, small and big plants are growing in the water. That is why it is called as the aquatic plants. And further, aquatic plants are divided into the three types. First one is the floating plants, fixed plants and underwater plants, and these I am given the explanation and the examples of aquatic plants. Okay, in the next lecture I give the more and more information to you. Until then, bye.